Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another album ranking, this time Ghost. A very polarizing and controversial metal band for some reason, and yes, they are metal. Just because they don't have blast beats and shit doesn't mean they're not metal. I don't understand that. I mean, I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, Ghost is just hard rock or whatever. But I mean, once I understood them a bit more and I saw them in concert, then yeah, I fully am a believer that they are in fact metal. Just not the kind of metal that really exists today, which is unfortunate because I love their style. But yeah, I mean, Ghost is one of my favorite bands, and I figured since this is October, doing some more Halloweeny kind of stuff. Let's do Ghost. So yeah, pulling up all the albums here. This is my second time recording this because I meant to get rid of the C and D tiers and I completely fucked it up because this is as you can see, it's there's nothing here, so I kind of had to guess, and I think it looks cleaner like this, so we're just gonna go about it. And again, much like all my album rankings, I have Spotify pulled up in a window you can't see, so I can refer back to track listings and stuff like that because I don't remember everything. I don't remember everything. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about Opus Eponymous, the debut album. Now, I wasn't really a fan of this one when I first heard it. I'll be quite honest with you. I mean, I didn't hate it, you know. I didn't think it was a bad album, but I just didn't think it was as great as a lot of people made it out to be. It's definitely not one of my favorites, but it's a really good album. And I mean, I always thought the song Ritual was really cool. I liked Stand By Him too. Those are probably the two standout songs that everybody knows. But I've grown to really love songs like Elizabeth, Satan Prayer, Death Knell and Prime Mover are decent tracks too. Not incredible, but they're fine. I really love the bass intro in Conclave con Dio. I don't know if that's how you say that, but I'm trying my best here. Yeah, it's a pretty short and sweet album. I like Genesis. It's a pretty cool instrumental. Yeah, only 9 tracks, 34 minutes. It's pretty solid for a debut. And so we're gonna give this a B tier. Honestly, I really don't think that there's any Ghost albums that fall into the C or D tiers. So, but we're just gonna leave those there for just to make sure the actual video looks clean. And so we got the second album, Infestissimum. Whatever. The pronunciation of this album is a mystery to me. But yeah, this is another good album, but not as good as Opus Eponymous in my eyes. It has some there are some weaker songs that I'm not a big of a fan of. Like there's like the great songs are really great. Per Aspera, Odd and Furry, Secular Haze, Year Zero, obviously. Those are all great songs. Gula, Zombie Queen's fine. Gigolo Harmigio is alright. Oh, Monsters Clock is another fantastic song too. And I really like Body and Blood, Depth of Satan's Eyes. Those two songs are actually quite good. But yeah, I feel like this album is very hit or miss though. Like, for every couple of great songs, you get just a couple of okay songs, and you know, it's just that I mean, that's just kind of how it is. But yeah, we're gonna put Infestissimum also in the B tier because again, it's not bad. It's still a good album. It's just I feel like it's less consistently good than Opus Eponymous. Sorry, all the gas in my body is just deciding to exit right now as I'm recording. So 2 years later, we got Meliora in 2015. I'm just gonna say, Meliora is my favorite Ghost album. It happened to come out on my birthday in 2015, which was really cool. I didn't realize that until like my most recent birthday. You know, that it came out the same day. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I share a birthday with my favorite Ghost album. That's pretty sick. But why is this my favorite Ghost album? Well, because it just rocks. Like, I feel like they took all the elements from the past two albums that made them great. Like, Opus had that really like evil, doomy kind of vibe, like almost like a heavier, like King Diamond meets Candlemass kind of sound. And then Infestissumam kind of goes a little bit bolder, kind of feels more like an actual like evil, like satanic choir. And I think Melior just takes the best of both worlds and just fuses them together into just one fantastic package. You know, I'm glad that the album doesn't start off with just an intro track. It actually starts with an actual song with Spirit, which is great. And then just gives you the 1-2 punch with From the Pinnacle to the Pit, which is probably my favorite Ghost song of all time. I don't know. That's tough. I love almost all their songs, so it's kind of hard to say. And obviously, Cerise is the one that everybody knows. Mummy Dust is another really heavy track. I really like Majesty. I think that song's pretty underrated. Not a lot of people talk about that one. Deus in Absentia. I really like that song too. He is a good ballad, but it's not amazing. And I could do without both of the short instrumental pieces. I could live without them. But needless to say, Melior will always be my favorite Ghost album, unless their next release just decides to be fucking just the best thing they ever did. And sitting comfortably in the S tier. Now, in 2018, we got Prequel, which was my introduction to Ghost. I knew about them before, like around 2016, 2017. That's when I heard of them. But I never really got into their music until a little bit after Prequel came out. And Prequel is another banger of an album, honestly. I feel like this album has some of Ghost's most underrated songs. Like See the Light, Witch Image, and the two instrumental songs, Miasma and Helvetis Fonster. I don't know. You can tell I'm American as shit. I don't know how to pronounce these names, but yeah, and obviously the big hits on this album: Rats, Faith, Dance Macabre. Those are good songs. Obviously, they're great. Those don't need any introduction. And I really like Life Eternal as a softer kind of more triumphant. Well, I guess not really triumphant because it's kind of sad, but kind of a more epic note to end the album on. And yeah, I mean, I really like this album. I think it's sitting very, very comfortably in the A tier. And that brings us to this year with Impera. This is definitely my most anticipated album of this year, and it still is probably my favorite album that has come out this year. Just in terms of all the albums I've listened to. I'm sure at the end of the year I'll talk a little bit more in depth about it, but yeah, this album is just bangers. Every song is a banger. You know, Kaiserion, which I'm happy I got to hear live before the song actually came out. Obviously, Call Me Little Sunshine and Hunter's Moon are great, but everybody knew that because those are the big singles. Spillways is a really cool song. Watcher in the Sky that song's so good. I really like 20s. Like, I know a lot of people really hate that song, but I think it's pretty funny. And it's cool. I just like the way he speaks in that song is just great. Griftwood is really cool too. And I wasn't really a huge fan of Respite on the Spital Fields, which is the last song on the album. I wasn't really a huge fan of it when the album first came out, but as I started to listen to that song more, it's really cool. And it's not super heavy song, but it's a nice way to end the album. And really the biggest problem that I have with this album is that it just there's 3 interludes. Because we got Imperium, which is the intro track to Kaiserion, and then Dominion and Bite of Passage, which is basically just the beginning riff of Respite on Spital Fields. I don't know why they didn't just fuse those 2 tracks together. That doesn't really make sense to me. Maybe so that the album would have even 12 songs. I don't know. But the album is still incredible. despite all its flaws. And it's going in the S tier, making kind of a Lego guy hand on the tier list. And yeah, that's my favorite. Well, not my favorite ghost albums. That's all of them ranked. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. The next album ranking video I will probably do will be about Behemoth, I'm thinking. So that might not be for a while because they have a lot of albums, but yeah, be on the lookout for more. And that's about it. See ya.